Hello everybody, this is Sloth with Sloth and Dice, bringing you the video on part 2 of the first floor of the Serpent's Tower. Long title, and I guess it's going to get longer. Well, I am currently adding all the landforms like the mountains, the trees, the forests, the rivers, and all of that to go along with the labels we made in part 1. Now, there's still much to do even after this video, so there will be a part 3. But, as you can see, I am doing the shading on the mountains. I've kind of been researching different types of ways of making the mountains. Now, of course, you have the style of mountains that Tolkien drew for his maps, his son. But I went with this other method that I saw online. I like the way that the lines, you just squiggle them in such a way and then you use that as the peaks. And that works well with what I was trying to make up here. And I like the fact that in the valley of the two parts of the mountain range, you have a good spot for a lake. And from that lake, I'm going to draw a bunch of rivers and all flowing south. And of course, I make sure I put one near Humbleton, because every town in medieval era needs a good water source for transportation, for source of drinking water, and even a source of food for fishing and such. So it's important that I make sure that all my towns have some kind of riverway going by them. It only makes sense for the location itself. I'm putting another lake over here right next to the Kingdom of Borea. And soon I'll be working on the trees. Yep, I do like the style, even though it's very tedious, and a lot of people probably wouldn't even, carry it out all the way. I was getting a little tired towards the end, but I do love the look of the trees and the forests from Tolkien's maps. It was a really good piece of map art. Now, as you notice, I'm putting little bitty tree trunks on that first layer of the forest, giving it giving a little bit of detail, attention to detail. And I'm going to try any exposed tree line on this side of the map to put little tree trunks. And then I am trying to switch up the different types of trees, maybe make some pointy end, most of them are just round. And it took me a good while to finish the forest. Now, I had, and you probably noticed it in the last video when I showed you my little rough draft, it was blood birch or birch blood forest. I like blood birch. It seems like it rolls off the tongue better. And yeah, I'm just adding a little bit of trees right here. And even though this video is sped up, you can see it took a while. It took a lot of ink. I am very excited with how future games and future parties that I might have join on these adventures will feel about this. I can just put this page on the printer and print out handouts anytime to people. Maybe in color so I can cut it out to make it look disaged. Okay, yeah, I'm putting a little lake here before I get too carried away. I want to show there was some water in this area, and of course you need mountains to explain where the rivers are coming from. So I added this little lone mountain right there. Wasn't planned for, but I might as well put it there, and I might make some lore about it. Also, in the third video, I am making roads, at least the major roads, that will go from place to place. So I wanted to go ahead, even though I can do the rest of the roads later. I want to make sure I don't screw myself over when it comes to those forests. I'm coming to the end of the forest that I got right here and making some final touches, but now that it's time to put my focus on other areas. So starting with the fallen marshes, kind of a reference to the dead marshes. And I put little lines to be like swamp water with some little dashes of lines to represent the plants that you'll find in a swamp. I'm gonna finish up by putting some more details like scattered trees, some grass to represent plains, and a few more forests on a smaller scale throughout the map to kind of give it more feeling, not be just blank pages and things of that nature. I do appreciate everybody coming and checking out the channel. I hope to see you on part 3, where I'm going to lay out roads and any last minute additions to the map before I call it quits. I hope you liked this video, and I appreciate each and every one of y'all for checking out the channel. Thank you, and have a good one.